One of my favorite videos of all time. This full moon in Aries is a bit symbolized by that video where you see that the consequences of me versus we saw it dramatically illustrated there. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. You see this ram crashing the wedding and people celebrating. So how can you celebrate your individuality within your agreements? The number one key to crashing the party. It seems like you're crashing the party when you assert boundaries in relationships. And that's the main key of this full moon, because the full moon is happening in Aries opposite Libra, where we have the sun and Venus. So if you like this video, please share, subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment, let me know what you think. We have this Libra energy, Venus and sun in Libra, moon in Aries. We also have Mars, Mercury in Scorpio. And so there's a lot of tension around this Mars energy right now, where Mars in Scorpio is also trying to fortify our boundaries and emotional connections and things like that. But this full moon is really going to shine that light on our own personal needs, independence, that drive to assert our own needs within our agreements, right? So you may feel this strong impulse to assert your individuality right now. And again, it's not just romantic relationships. We tend to overvalue the romantic relationship part of Libra. I'm not in a relationship now, so you know that Libra energy is not really blah, blah. Libra is your agreements with all adults. Very important to understand this, because you have agreements with a lot of people, but your agreements with two consenting adults, where you want to get your needs fulfilled, and the only way to get them fulfilled is with the consent of the other person. That's the real thing about Libra and Venus, is I want this thing, you want that thing. And if we're going to get our mutual needs met, we need to have an agreement. Now we need to negotiate an agreement that we both feel good about. Now, again, a romantic relationship really concentrates that energy, because there's sexuality and desire and intimacy and all of that in the most concentrated way. But there's a lot of agreements, right? Even right now, there's an agreement that you'll watch this video as long as it's enjoyable for you or you learn something. But even things like business agreements, if you buy a course, you're going to expect something from me. You pay money, you get this thing. You have to feel good about the agreement. So Venus is where, and Libra is where we reach out to get something that we want. Again, like, even stop thinking about relationships. Think of something like a course, or even watching this video. You reached out because you wanted to get something from someone else that you will enjoy, right? And so Aries is where we ask, did I enjoy it? Am I enjoying this? Is this really fair? So harmonizing the Libra-Aries axis is very important in us both maintaining our individuality, which is the Aries part, and making a good agreement with others, so that not only do we enjoy our part of the agreement, but we can share it with others. So this is a big thing here. And so, as it says here, Aries, and this Aries full moon is to harmonize the energy of Libra, because it's not just about me feeling good about the agreement or me compromising and agreeing to anything you say so that I can have the connection. So this is the other illusion of Libra, is the skill of Libra is to compromise with the other person, right? That's where we really learn it. But we must never forget, we're not doing it because we're a martyr. You're not watching this because you're giving me something. You're watching this because you want to get something. You're not in a relationship with anyone, whether it's a business agreement or a romantic partnership, because you're just going to serve them. You're in that because you want something from it. You want their attention, their approval, maybe sexuality, maybe, the benefits of the business or whatever. So understand the motivation of Libra is to be happy, is to get happiness. We reach out into the world and try to get something that's going to make us happy. And we know that the easiest way to do that is to just agree to whatever the other person says. So this is the other thing to realize about that kind of superpower. The easiest way to have an agreement with people is to just agree with whatever they say and say, okay, where the agreement and the connection is more important than our individuality. So that shadow side of Libra is where we lose ourself, that Aries, individuality and willfulness, because our desire to have a connection is stronger than our desire to be an individual. So full moons and new moons in Aries Libra axis is to harmonize this situation. And in this case, the focal point is on Libra, which is the connection, which is the agreement. And this full moon is trying to intellectually and emotionally reestablish, okay, but do I feel good about it? Do I, Aries, feel good about the connection? And so that's the first thing. Now, the second is this Bharani Nakshatra, where we need to bear the result. This is why the headline here says the consequences, which is Bharani, of me versus we. So this headline, the consequences of me versus we, brings together the Bharani and the Aries. Because in Bharani Nakshatra, it's where we need to bear the result of our individuality, our independence, because we have to break connection or risk breaking connection, and usually do break connection a little bit in the Aries energy. That is Aries, is to break connection in order to reestablish, let's say, a better agreement, or to end the agreement. We might want to end it. Again, Aries is about ending it. Mars is about saying, okay, I'm done. And maybe I'm not totally done, but at least I'm done with it in this form. I'm done with this type of energy. But then we have to bear the result of that. And this is what makes us often hesitant about breaking connection, because in Bharani, we also understand the results of breaking connection. We feel the consequences because the god, the deity is Yama, who is the god of consequences, right? And so you need to bear the result of your actions, and you'll feel the weight of that on this full moon. You'll feel the weight of the results and consequences that you've had to bear in your life relative to the things I'm talking about. Relative to this me versus we, this full moon is illustrating the results that you've had to bear and the life lessons and growth that have come as a result and will continue to come. So it's great for spiritual practices and whatnot, particularly with Mars being strong there in Scorpio, but it's no less important in that regard. So the number one key is to lead with love and Dharma. Just like everything, Dharma is the truth. And I say love/Dharma. Dharma is really love, if we want to understand it in the highest sense. We can call it purpose, duty, or whatever, but the things that are related to Dharma are first ourself. We love ourself. Also children and things we create, we love those things. And gurus and teachers and teachings, we love those things. And when we're aligned with those virtues of love and Dharma, then the agreements we break or the boundaries that we assert, because that's the biggest thing, is the assertion of boundaries. Then we can live with the consequences. If we assert a boundary because of something that we love, that's authentic, and we've waited long enough where we're not just reacting impulsively to something because we're triggered or we're operating in the shadows of the ego, and then we suddenly break connection because of some false or low vibration self-will, then we have to bear the result of that. And that's how we learn to do it better. This is the corrective process of Bharani. So throughout our lifetime, hopefully we've learned to not impulsively break connection and lash out and make a good agreement from the beginning. See, we need to harmonize the Libra Aries from the very beginning and ask ourselves, while we're making agreements, can I live with this agreement that I'm making? Am I going to feel good about it later? So when we lead with love and Dharma, then we can easily bear the result of the boundaries, the consequences. Even if we need to break connection, we can live with it. We can bear that result very well. So the number one key to bearing the consequences of the me versus we is to lead with love and Dharma. So I hope this was helpful for you. And if it was, again, share it with others and literally share it on your social media and subscribe and leave a comment and let me know what you think. Hours of masterclasses, Yoga and Vedic Astrology, Quantum Vedic Astrology, and Spiritual Astrology Masterclass. These are 3 great courses that will really help you a lot. Now, in case you don't know who I am, I taught the Astroved certification course of Dattatreya Shiva Baba in 2010. Ravi Shankar published my book in 2018. I've been around for decades. I've been teaching these great classes, and if you go to VedicAstrologyEssentials.com, you can get this 90% off discount of these 3 great classes, more than 10 hours, guaranteed value. You can check this out. These 3 classes will give you all the necessary tools to begin to learn Vedic astrology. Please find me on YouTube at Sam Jeppy, Vedic Astrology Teacher. On there since 2007, thousands of hours of classes. Also on Facebook at Astrology Teacher, tons of articles updated regularly, and I'm on Instagram at Vedic Astrology 108, ongoing updates and interaction.